Greetings, dear ones. Happy Earth Day 2024. As you probably know, this is a day to commemorate the Earth, created, I believe, 50 some years ago. And this was to bring awareness and celebrate the Earth way back then, and to help people become aware of what's going on with the earth. And this was long before we had brought ourselves to an edge of of are we going to continue on this earth or are we not? I know that sounds rather dramatic, but actually, in many instances, the numbers and observations and conclusions that are being made by a wide range of science disciplines, not just one or two, not just one that is biased or not, but these are independent observations and calculations and numbers that have been built up over many years. So I know that many people are very upset and very hurt and angry, and I get it. I really, really do. But I think that there is a way, always, with um, the perspective that I work from, to take that very, very powerful energy of sadness or anger or frustration or just grief, and actually utilize it to transmute it into creative and creation energetics. Now, each of us have what I term as magic or creation abilities, creation energetics that are connected to other existences. Could be also that you're bringing forth from another ancient life, whether it was, hundreds of years ago or even thousands of years ago. And that energy and those skills and those abilities you purposely aligned your soul project with to have the highest potential for utilizing those creation energies and skills and abilities, and you change this world, redesign it. And that's what we're going to be doing a lot of in the upcoming alchemical applied alchemy crucible. And that means bringing in whatever is upsetting you that day, bringing in what you've observed. Maybe it's something positive, a new innovation, which I'm going to start putting more and more of the innovations that I've come across from technology, engineering, different sciences. There is a solution, and a good solution, or multiple solutions to every problem that we're facing today. And there's a concerted effort to suppress those and to continue on in the old way. But I know, I have seen with clients, I have seen with students, how effective it is to be able to create the life that you want, your own personal individual life, and how that is deeply and directly affecting the new design of Earth, or the new Earth according to your personal design. And there is such quantum management of all of those different perspectives and desires, that each one is able to have what they desire, as well as not crushing or taking away someone else's idea of a new earth. So it's amazing and absolutely profound when you really experience and feel those creation energies within you, identifying them and consciously choosing to utilize them. So, I'm going to invite those that are here or those that are listening at some later point to just reflect on even the daily interactions and the daily connections that we have with the elements. We're going to be inviting the elements to work with us and to benefit from our energetic practice this evening. And um, also, there's several different beings that have come forward to work with us. Lady Gaia, of course, which is different than the earth. We have our bodies, and then we have our soul and our soul's purpose, our soul's design, our soul's project, and what we want to express as a soul in this particular lifetime. So too does the earth. Um, Lady Gaia, as I refer to her, is to me um, just as emotionally and um, intelligently making her choices and living her life as she wishes to, also with the um, with the challenges and push in an opposite direction to life that we're all experiencing. So, um, without further ado, I'm going to invite you to please, if you have any questions, of course, post them. Of course, bring them forward, because any interaction, any input, any observation, any expression of you within this practice is going to not only specialize it more specifically to you and your body and your bodies, emotional body, mental body, energetic body, spiritual body, and physical body, but also um, your even when one thinks that what they're observing or experiencing is negative, be it deep sadness for what's going on, on the earth, and we're here at, Earth Day, when it would be nice that everybody feels the same or has the same awareness every single day. So that what we may term or see as negative, that sadness or anger at what's going on, is really necessary for an alchemical process to occur and convert any of those not life giving aspects of us, the earth, society, what have you, and really convert them into energy that can be utilized to apply both in your daily life and um, in your future plans or plans for your future. So please join me. Please give me a reach out in any way, shape, or form, be it by phone, um, messaging here, or email Andrea at healersuniverse.com for more information about this upcoming very, very powerful group of people who will be changing their lives and changing the world. So it will be starting. I'm doing another free open house, so to speak, on the 30th of April. And then the following week, we'll be starting more formal. Um, it's a minimum 6 to 8 month program, because you really want to get the benefit of transforming and transmuting, not just information that you can, use in your head and try to apply practical or try to apply behaviorally, but instead to actually do something. So please join me. Right now, I'd like to invite you to find your sits bones. Whatever you're sitting on, be it the floor, be it a chair, a couch, what have you. I invite you to see if you can move your rear end to the back of that couch, or if you're sitting on the floor, then you might want to have a little pillow to raise up your rear end so that your hips and your hip bones and your legs are a little bit more comfortable, unless you're, of course, familiar or very accustomed to sitting cross legged. But even when we sit cross legged, or we sit on a couch, or we sit on a chair, we're not actually sitting on our sits bones. For the most part, our pelvic bone is tilted frontwards or backwards, usually a little bit tilted backwards, and we're sitting on our buttocks, but not the bones, which when we sit on the sits bones themselves allows for the spine to fall into place in a more aligned way, which allows for much more energy flow and distribution of energy throughout your body in a wonderful and perhaps more even way. So find your sits bones, and then I invite you to literally pick up your shoulders and roll them back. And that should bring you to the back of the chair or table. And I'm sorry, the couch or the chair. Maybe you are leaning against the table, but either way, that rolling them backwards and then kind of bringing your um, shoulder blades a little bit together, not forcing it, but just a little bit together, and that allows for, again, the spine to have a better chance to align as you're sitting on your sits bones, and we can really feel the energy. Because unlike perhaps other types of meditation, we are going down and in rather than up and out, which gives you a much different experience and a much more powerful energetic sensation and physical sensation of the energetics. And that, you can use to stay with and bring you back over and over and over again into this same practice. So once you've found your sits bones, rolling those shoulders back and allowing your shoulder blades to just come a little bit closer together, I'm going to invite you to bring your attention, not focus necessarily. If it helps to keep your eyes slightly open and just looking at those parts of your body, but I want you to begin from either toes upward or your head downward, whichever you're more comfortable with. Since we generally live in our heads and up here, it might be easier to bring some attention to your feet first. So I'm going to start with that. I can always use a reminder of my feet. They do so much and so well, and we oftentimes discount them. So I'm going to invite you, if you can, to have your feet flat on the floor, and then just kind of roll them and rotate them, helping you to feel every little edge, every little spot on your foot as much as possible. Because generally, again, we kind of feel the outer edge of our foot, maybe the ball, especially if we wear high heels, but and maybe a little bit of the heel, but we don't actually practice touching all of the bottom of the foot on the ground or on the floor. And if you just do that alone, you're going to experience a drastic change in your daily interactions with yourself and with others. Just in the morning, taking a few moments to find your sits bones, let your shoulders roll back and down, and just keep feeling the bottoms of your feet, maybe putting a little pressure, maybe stomping a little bit to bring your attention there. And I'm really serious about like every tiny centimeter, bringing your attention there and seeing how much of your foot you're feeling in any given moment. And when you get stressed or anxious during the day or feeling like everything's piling up, taking 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes if you can to do that much will change your day radically. So, as you all are just kind of feeling your feet, pressure, stretching, bringing your attention to each of your toes. How much of your toe do you actually feel on the ground or even in your shoe? So, from there, I'd invite you to feel the top of your foot and up into the ankle and all around the ankle bone. You're perfectly welcome to move your feet, move your ankles if that helps you. Oftentimes people actually I've had many clients who have exit doors in their ankles, and it's a great way to get out of your body and not feel what's going on and around you, if it's particularly if it's stressful or fear inducing, which is what stress is fear. So as we move from the ankles going up the calf and the shin bone, just gently bringing your attention there. If it helps to touch it with your hands or slap it, I encourage you to do so. Anything that allows you to be in contact and connection and communication with your body right now, because that's going to benefit you to be able to drop in and really have a profound experience and maybe even receiving messages. So, continuing up the legs, the back of your thighs, the side of your thighs, the top of your thighs, the inside of your thighs, feeling that groin area that allows us to sit and bend and move in ways that sometimes seem amazing and impossible. And moving up the pelvic girdle, letting yourself feel those bones if you can, literally putting your hands on them, your low belly, your belly button area, your waist, front and back. Take that attention all the way around. And again, touching may help. And coming up to your ribs, those amazing protectors, armoring, keeping safe your lungs, your vital organs, the tissues, and your back, feeling your shoulder blades, and as they move up into the top of your shoulder, your rotator cuffs, even again, moving, touching, please feel free to do so. It brings attention to that area, patting perhaps, all the way down each arm, inside, outside, top side, underside, and around to your collarbone, your neck, your upper chest, just giving it a little rub here and there, your sternum, down your sternum to that round bone where the ribs come together, your xiphoid, there's your diaphragm that allows for that breath to come in, which you might want to let occur quite naturally. But when you have your attention on your body, or when you've brought your attention to your body and you're much more in your body, you'll find that your natural breathing rhythm and depth adjust as well. So good. And don't forget your face, the back and the base of your skull, around your ears, your jawbone, your cheekbone, your forehead, up into your skull, just really bringing attention to every area of your body. Your fingers, positioning your hands where they're comfortable as we move to the next level of our drop-in. And I've set my chair in such a way that I'm watching the moon rising. It's absolutely magnificent. Beautiful gold and yellow color tonight. Not quite full, but she's certainly honoring and shedding her light on us, on everything and everyone equally. And in perfect union and communion with the earth, with the sun, with the other amazing planets in our solar system. Each one so different, so unique, and at the same time so vital to the process of this solar system and how it sits in the Milky Way. So again, just feeling your body, just noticing anything, anywhere, nothing to do, no wrong, no incorrect. It is simply how it is at this moment in time, in the space that you're in the town, region, state that you're in. And I am going to call in each of the elements and the many aspects of them, and I invite you to allow yourself to feel whichever element we are currently inviting in, so that you may have a different relationship perhaps with that element, so that there can be mutual benefit between you and that element. And what I heard earlier is that first and foremost, we are going to invite in and call upon the element of water. Sacred, sacred lady. Water. In its many, many forms. As I'm sure you're aware, we are primarily water, our bodies. We come from water in the womb. Every second of every day, we are intaking and absorbing water from the air, using water, counting on water, and often even taking water for granted. It's in our cooling systems, it's running through our pipes. We expect that when we turn on the faucet, it will be there. So I invite you to feel this beautiful, beautiful, sacred being with its own intelligence, its own purpose, its own rights and obligations. as a primary partner in this Earth project. And with deep, deep respect and honor, I call in and call upon the many forms of water, the only element to be present in all forms, as a liquid, as a solid, as a gas, and as a vapor. So it is a very special, critical, and vital aspect of this planet, of our bodies, of our daily life, in every aspect. Waking up in the morning, I invite you, hopefully if you have a glass of water by your bedside, as you take a sip in the morning, honoring, valuing, giving gratitude to water throughout the day, the deeper connection and relationship you have, the more fluid and flowing and at the exact right pressure and amounts within your body, which regulates so many different systems. So I invite you to be in partnership with each of these elements, not only on occasion with the meditation process, but every day as you wash your hands. There are so many places that don't have that facility to be able to turn on a tap. As you're washing clothes or other items, be aware and turn off the water unless you're actually using it. It's not a question of conservation for drought issues, but simply out of respect and honor and recognition and gratitude to this amazing, incredible gift and necessity. Whether it comes in the form of the great oceans, whether it comes in the form of vast and lengthy rivers, whether it comes in a rain puddle, or mist, or the dew on the grass in the early cool mornings. Maybe it's the swamp that allows for life in that form. All little creatures and all the plants that live in a watery environment. Maybe it's a tiny little creek that only has water in it at certain times of the year, or in its many, many, many forms of rain. Light rain, that cooling rain after a hot spell brings such a particular smell. Maybe it's a torrential rain, such as occurs in South America and many other countries where you cannot even see through it. It's so heavy. Perhaps it is the ice in your glass or that we skate on. Perhaps in the form of the steam that comes from your hot pot as you heat water for tea. Perhaps it's a tiny drip, constant drip off the corner of your home. Magnificent lakes that we in this United States are so blessed to have. And yet many have been shrinking or even disappeared. Perhaps it's the rapids falling over rocks. Waves crashing against cliff sides. Feel the many forms of water. Hear the many sounds that water makes. The more deeply you can allow yourself to experience water in its many forms, it will also enable you to connect to the water within. Feel the fluid within which your eyeballs sit. Feel the moist inner mouth that allows us to speak and eat and breathe cool air. Allow yourself to see special bodies of water that you've experienced or seen in photographs or movies. Magnificent waterfalls, rainforests, where the water accumulates on leaves of every size and shape and sort. The damp undergrowth in forests. Feel, smell, hear, taste water. And the many ways you encounter it every single day. Recognize, acknowledge, give gratitude. To water and to yourself for doing so. And as we move from the flowing, fluid movement of water, we move to the flow and the movement of air. Constantly swirling around us, moving with our movement and without our movement, running your hands through the air around you to feel it. How it feels when the light breeze is moving through a warm area. And there it is. I can feel it. It's coming towards me when someone opens a window. Feeling it swirl around you on a windy day, lifting your hair, brushing your skin, everything from that to tornadoes and hurricanes and the mighty power and even destructiveness of air. Its preciousness, its life-givingness. How it feels when you relaxed and you can take a big in-breath and allow it to fill your lungs from side to side, stretching out the capacity of all the little alveoli. Try it now, taking a deep, deep, deep breath. Keep drawing it in until you don't think you can anymore, and then just a little bit more. It actually pops open those deeper alveoli and allow much more oxygen to get into your system. And relaxes the body. And letting yourself feel and hear the wind, the breeze, whether moving through the trees, whipping around a building. You've heard it so many times. Allow yourself to hear the wind, the whistle. Smell when that fresh air blows in. When seasons change and you can smell in the air a difference. You certainly have tasted air. You know when you've walked into a place that has a bad smell. See the many times you've watched trees move or wind or leaves whirl around. Again, utilizing your senses. Hear, smell, taste. See in your mind's eye. Air. Feel it moving through your body with every breath, whether you're conscious of that breath or not. Moving into every cell. And with the aid of that air, We are able to expand and enlarge fires for the good and for the ill. Many fires cannot be contained because the wind is whipping it up and moving it farther and farther through a forest. Allow yourself to feel the warmth. Perhaps in your area it's still cool, a chilly evening, and you have some heat on. And it's fire bringing you that warmth. The light and the warmth from the sun. Let yourself feel how good that feels on your skin. And the warmth coming up from within the earth itself, from the core, through the mantle, the magma that runs underneath multiple layers of the earth, constantly warming from within, from below. Moving and regulating and soil, the very layers, the geological layers of the earth, the tectonic plates and their movement, which can often result in volcanoes, and that fire is able to come up from the earth through to the surface. The fire within, lightning, the electrical currents in the atmosphere. All around us, the element of fire. The fires within, our metabolism, that which keeps the temperature of our body regulated. Which breaks down and helps assimilate our food. Allow yourself to feel the fire within you, within your body. Recognizing, acknowledging, giving gratitude and appreciation to the element of fire in all its many forms and presentations. Within the earth herself. The fourth element that makes up the land and the soil, the minerals, metals, and ores within that soil, the microbes, the fungi, all of which are vital to maintain the right chemical balance for growing food, plants, trees, The soil is so very vital. Land itself, open land, so important to our well-being. Not just mentally, but the way the other elements move upon the earth. From the great mountains, an upward expression of the land and earth, to the deepest caves and tunnels within the earth. Feel the aliveness and the movement and the growth and the deathing and the rebirthing. Right now on the East Coast, we're in the spring season. Things becoming again, rebirthing, regrowth, new growth. Allow yourself to experience in your body the many bodies of earth. Valleys and meadows and crevices and stalactites and stalactites. Deserts and dunes and rainforests full of plants and trees, all blending and working in cooperation and collaboration with the soil, with the worms, bacteria, everything that makes up the land and soil. And we don't give much thought to, we don't give much acknowledgement to, or recognition, or appreciation for the constant and everlasting change and movement and recycling of the earth within the earth. And as the earth has structures and grids, so too do our bodies and our energy fields that correspond and coordinate with those same earth structures when we consciously align with and connect with, cooperate with, collaborate with, and commune with this amazing planet Earth. So precious, so fragile, so beautiful, so awe-inspiring when we take the time, the energy, the effort to connect and commune with. For each of those elements correspond to our bodies. The earth element or land element, our physical tissues and organs and bones. physicality, the element of water, without which we do not exist as a body. The water that moves within us, around each cell, allowing for each system that it regulates. Corresponding to our emotional body. And the element of air corresponding to our mental body. And the element of fire corresponding to our spiritual body. And so if each day you take a few moments to recognize, acknowledge, appreciate, value, give thanks to each of these elements, asking them to regulate and keep in right relationship your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. You will find that not only does it help you physically feel better, emotionally feel better, mentally feel better, and spiritually so, it allows you to be in a different relationship with these bodies of you, with these elements, through these elements to this planet itself and everything and everyone on it. That is unity. That is oneness. Not taking for granted or taking advantage of one or the other of those elements, or one or the other of your sacred bodies. Again, the element of earth, your physical vehicle, vessel, temple. Water element, helping to move and flow and cause turbulence to the emotions so that they may become fresh and alive, not stagnant and destructive. The element of air and its constant movement as our mind is constantly moving, bringing attention and awareness to the air around us. The air within you brings a calmness to that mind and thoughts. Not attempting to control any of these aspects of you, but working in cooperation and collaboration with the elements, which also in effect keeps them alive and moving and growing and becoming. For it is unconsciousness and unawareness that causes the death and destruction of anything or anyone. The fire element, feeding and firing up our spiritual connection to the divine in whatever form you see it, whatever term you use. The all that is. Now, ever so gently allowing yourself to feel, not with your mind, feel your body, your energy field, and allowing them to direct and guide and regulate the pace and rhythm at which you, in your unique way, come to be more physically aware, and perhaps both energetically and physically simultaneously, which is a wondrous state of being in which you may receive information from one or the other, maybe a combination of the elements, remembering that information comes in symbol, sound, shape, song title, story, book, legend, myth, memory, movie. Not necessarily in nice, clear, linear English sentences. And if nothing presents itself at the moment, be aware and be open to the ways in which the elements come to you over the next couple days and gift you and show you or guide you or teach you something about them, something about you, something about the way in which we interact or don't with them. You will learn how to shape shift into either an element or an aspect of Earth in the upcoming Applied Alchemy Crucible, because it will be a natural outpicturing of your growth, your transmutation, your intuitive abilities coming back online as they are naturally and purely you. Thank you to all those who tuned in, and for those who will be seeing this at a later time, know that the energetics are just as powerful, just as present, and just as purposeful at whatever point you listen and allow yourself to drop in with this practice. And again, I encourage everyone to take those moments in the beginning of the day to acknowledge, recognize, give gratitude, and appreciate the 4 elements within you and around you. Until next time, it is as always with the utmost honor, love, and gratitude to you and your path in this world. Until next time, be well.